Hi, and welcome to another episode on Vegan Delicious. I'm Rose, and I am going to show you how to make jackfruit taste delicious. What you'll find is a lot of vegan restaurants use this really great versatile product to make shredded chicken, pulled pork, and any other shreddy type mock meat. Important thing to know about jackfruit is it has no flavor unless you actually season it. So I'm going to show you how to make it really delicious. But another really important thing to know is it is mainly fiber. So you're not going to get a protein boost out of eating this, but you will get the texture and the flavor and the, maybe the mouth feel that you're looking for if you're looking for something that is reminiscent of meat. Anyway, so let's go into how to season this. The parts that I'm using is the shreddier parts as opposed to the thicker edge of it, like the rind before the thicker parts. I actually get this fresh, so I get it all cut up and wash it with salt and vinegar to get rid of some of the stickiness, and then boil it in a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and then wash it and then de-seed it and then get it ready. And then I separate into two different parts. Well, actually three. The seeds being one, the stuff I'm going to throw away, and including that thin paper thing that comes around the seed. And then also we separate into this and then the thicker parts as well. So I do use the thicker parts. I just don't use it for this type of meat. So what I'm going to be making here is kind of like a meaty texture, kind of meat alternative, and it's going to go into this for meal prep this week. This is going to go into wraps. I'm going to make it into burgers, etc., etc. So either way, I'm just going to show you how to get a delicious flavor. That's the main purpose for this video. What you choose to do with it afterwards is totally up to you. For me, I'm going to put this in the oven and just let it just cook in the oven, and that will do me fine. And then throughout the week I can kind of just add to it. So this is just going to be a base seasoning, and then I'm going to leave it in the fridge. So I'm going to take you through everything, and I will definitely caution you that whatever you put on here first when it's in its wettest state is what it's going to mainly taste like. So if you put salt, it's going to have take on a little bit more of that flavor. If you put garlic, it will take on a little bit more of that flavor, especially if you use powder. So just be conscious of what you're using. What you can do instead of going straight in and seasoning in here, which maybe gives it a slightly more uneven flavor, is you can actually go ahead and season into a bowl, and then we can add it, which is what we're going to do. So let's get started. Right, here's our jackfruit. We're going to put our star of the show to the right. Your right, I guess, left, whatever. My left. Anyway, so the first thing is I'm going to start with some paprika. And I'm going to use, maybe I should use these so you'll know exactly how much I'm using. I'm going to use a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon for the paprika. This paprika is a little bit more peppery than I had expected when I bought it. So I don't really want to use too much of that, but I'm happy with using just one. This is fine. Okay, then I'm going to add some garlic powder, and this is a really important ingredient, but I also have some fresh garlic, so I'm going to go ahead and add that as well. So let's go for the garlic. We're going to add 2 teaspoons. And this will give you a really delicious flavor profile. I think you'll be really, really happy with it. All right, now let's jump in with some nutritional yeast. And I am dipping into these because it's not wet and it's fine, it's dry. So I put 2 teaspoons of nutritional yeast. You can put a little bit more if you would like to. Pink salt. Salt is important in this because it doesn't taste of anything. And so I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to back that up with 2 teaspoons of mushroom powder, mushroom granules. This is MSG free. I can't handle MSG, so it's MSG-free, but you're more than welcome to use any mushroom powder that you like. It really gives it a umami flavor. Okay, so we're going to come in with some parsley here. And if you don't have any of these or a lot of these, then that's okay. Just use what you've got. But the base seasonings, definitely, you've got to go beyond just salt and pepper. It's not gonna do anything. All right, here we go. We're going for 1 teaspoon of oregano, which smells so amazing. I've just restocked all of this stuff with my stickers, which I'm really pleased with. I'm going to go in there with basil and 1 teaspoon of that. All right, so we did garlic powder already. And the other thing that I want to do, I'm looking at all of my seasonings here. So another thing I'm going to want is to get some, I want to get some pepper. Here we go. Got some black pepper. So I'm going to go ahead and get 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And let's also get some yellow mustard. I don't really like super spicy food, but I do want the food to kind of have a balance of flavor. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of the yellow mustard in there. And I think that's pretty much okay for that stuff. All right, and let's give that a little bit of a mix. This is similar to another seasoning mix that I do, which I would say is like the everyday everything seasoning. I'm going to do a separate video on that, but this is a really great seasoning mix to get a lot of flavor into your food. And then what I'm going to do is come in now with this, which is essentially garlic blended with a little bit of water. When I used to eat a lot more oil, I would blend it with oil, but now I blend it mainly with water. And I'm going to basically go ahead and add 1/4 cup of that. Now it might seem like it's a lot, but it's not, because it will cook off. I know I've got garlic powder in here already, but it does add something to it when it's real garlic. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that straight in here. All right. Now the final thing to add is going to be, this is totally optional. If you want a darker color, so it kind of feels a little bit more like a darker meat, you can add a few drops of browning, which I've been using since I got somebody to bring it over for me. I'm really, really happy with that. And what I'm going to do, sorry for the plasticky type sound, I'm going to be getting myself some other gloves, but I'm going to go ahead and get these on because I don't want this under my fingernails. And what I'm going to do is just massage in that garlic. You get your hands really in there. And don't squeeze too hard because it will make it kind of mushy. But make sure that you really do get it moving around. All right. So that's pretty much enough. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to add this seasoning mix that we've got. We'll probably keep about a tablespoon behind and see if they need it afterwards. And we're going to just toss it and massage that in nicely. Now, with jackfruit, if you want a really great flavor profile, it's better to do this in advance. Like, I'm going to season this up and I'm not going to cook it tonight, but I will cook it probably tomorrow. And just leave it in the fridge. It's really a waste to have it there and not season it. So you want to really just season it up and make sure you get all the delicious flavors in there. And it really does alter the flavor. It really gets in there, so you really want to do that. I don't know if I said this already, but there is no protein in jackfruit. It's negligible. You're not gonna like pump up on your protein here. So if you want to have a protein replacement, this isn't it. But if you wanted to, you could actually mix something like, what do you call it? Chickpea flour in with it. When I make this as burgers, I mix it with chickpea flour. I might mix in some vital wheat gluten just to get the extra protein content in there. So you can actually make it more protein rich. You can also add pea protein isolate to be able to kind of add more protein in. But yeah, there's loads of options. You just want to be able to know what you're working with here. And of course, you could accompany it with something that is quite protein rich. So for example, you could maybe serve it with like a bean salad with some rice and beans or whatever else. Anyway, so this is pretty much a good base to start with that will give you the good flavor that you're looking for. When you do get around to the cooking part, I would probably personally add just a little bit more of the mushroom powder once it comes out of the refrigerator before cooking. And then of course you can also amp it up with adding sauces. So like you could put A1 or adobo, or you could put anything you want. You could do honey barbecue sauce, whatever. You can do that before cooking it. So you would add your sauce in, put it in the oven or the air fryer, and then just allow it to cook. Just as a caution, if you do use the air fryer or you have an oven that runs particularly hot, just make sure you keep an eye on it so it doesn't get too crispy and too dried out. The only other thing that I would say that you would want to add here is some oil. Maybe half a tablespoon would be enough. Maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons will be enough. You just want to mix it just to get enough there. If you don't have an issue with oil, you're not trying to keep your oil intake low, then go ahead and just add a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. Mix it in. You don't have to do that when it's in this state because you want all of the seasoning to really kind of become a part of your jackfruit. But certainly before you put it in to cook, you want to just kind of give it a little bit of the glistening of some oil. So anyway, that's it. It's just a quick video to share with you how you can season your jackfruit and to get the flavor in. But I just want to show you one last thing, which is me adding the browning and what that does to this. What I might do, I don't really care. It's fine. I could have taken some out and then kind of cooked it separately, but it's fine. I don't need to. So I'm just adding about a teaspoon. Stick my hands in here anyway. Right, so I'm going to add about a teaspoon, or I have added about a teaspoon, and I'm going to give that a good massage in. Get my gloves out again. And this will change the color so it doesn't look quite so white. It'll have a bit more of a golden color on the way in. So when I do cook it, it's going to look more meaty instead of it just kind of looking like, you know, kind of white flesh. But if you wanted that chickeny type of look, you wouldn't go for this. I want something a little bit more kind of, you know, red meaty type. Cooked. I don't know. I just prefer it when it's brown. All right, so that's it. This is kind of giving me a little bit more color. If you want it to be more uniform, of course, you just add more, or you just kind of take more time to massage it in. For me, this is fine for what I need and what I'm looking for. And this will be great food prep for me and for our meals for this week. And that's it. So hopefully you've learned something new today, how to season your jackfruit so it tastes delicious, and how to go ahead and cook from this. It's already, for me, it's already cooked. If you bought it canned, it's already cooked. You're just really kind of adding flavor and then just getting it to the state that you want. So you're only looking at cooking it for maybe about 10 minutes. And just keep an eye on your temperature, make it kind of moderate, and do what you want. But I really hope that you'll have a delicious meal the next time you try jackfruit. Give this a try, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the flavor. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, share. Please continue to comment. I do respond to all your beautiful comments, and I really very much appreciate you supporting my channel, and I will continue to make great videos for you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Take care. Thanks for watching.